but it's one of those classic games. Let me ask you, from a Prime Matter perspective, you know, you've been in the industry like me all those years, and we remember that game. Why was this a franchise that you guys wanted to sort of bring back?
Well, you know, Painkiller, when I played it back in the early 2000s, this is a game that had, you know, it was dark, a little twisted, intense, cool gun. These are the things that, you know, kind of hit the nail on the head of what appeals to me in a video game, both as, you know, as a fan and then also as a publisher and Saber. So, you know, we're hoping to capture those same sort of elements and bring those into the new game.
Yeah, you know, you guys are certainly masters of doing shooters from all your
Donc on est en train de manger, ouais.
Painkiller, you know, does have a lot of DNA of, you know, fast-paced action with a little bit of a twist to it. And you know, the fact you guys are working with
on va parler au-dessus, tant pis, on est chez nous, on est comme chez nous.
Label. What do you think of the fact that they're doing this label and you know, it's such a diverse lineup of
on se fait des chiens chauds
around it. You know, I know you guys work with a lot of publishers, but it's pretty exciting to see a new label announced. That doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't. And, you know, I think that within the Embracer Group, you know, it's just a business that is growing. We've got great leadership at the top. And so Koch Media is, you know, wanting to expand their publishing. And I think that, you know, the name they chose, Prime Matter, sort of is, you know, it's sort of like the primordial soup of putting together stuff from nothing. So, you know, it kind of makes me think of this is what we do when we make video games. You know, you sort of start with pixels.
Après, ils sont déjà censés avoir reçu
une notification. So I feel like that
kind
of resonates with
je fais des doubles
the type of experiences that we're going to be providing, you know, not just
within
Prime Matter and working with them between Saber and our partnership, but, you know, across the Embracer Group as well.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they have a lot of games in development, but the fact that you are bringing back Painkiller is really exciting. And I know, you know, fans, of course, want to know a little bit about, you know, what's the game going to look, how's it going to play. Probably can't share a lot of details about it, but you're kind of in the early stages of development now on this.
Yeah, super early. And, you know, if anything that I would share, I'd probably get assassinated for back home once I get back to the developer, because, you know, all these, you know, the first stuff that comes out almost always gets sort of iterated on and changed, and so we're trying to keep the lid on the details until we have something that's going to be really awesome to show.
All right, well, we will be waiting for it, and we know with you involved, it's going to be something very special, fast-paced action, I have no doubt. So new Painkiller coming soon from the team at Saber, published by Prime Matter. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Jeff.
I really can't wait to hear more about Painkiller and the fact that Todd and Tim and the team at Saber are working on it. I think we're going to get something pretty special when they share more. So, you know, exciting stuff in that sizzle reel, Painkiller, Payday, but I know there's a lot more we're here to talk about today as well, right, Opal?
Actually, Prime Matter has 12 games under development right at this minute. We're so excited to show you guys what us and the developers have been up to. However, before you see some of the content that we show you today, I do have to make it clear that some of this is pre-alpha, alpha, high-level concept, and some of it is about to release right around the corner. So please keep that in mind when you're viewing today's show. That being said, how do you guys feel about a psychedelic third-person survival horror game set on what it means to go on a journey about self-enlightenment and what happens when it all goes wrong? I got to speak with the developers of The Chant, work in progress title, about their game and who they are.
Our game is about a group of people who go to a spiritual retreat to seek enlightenment, and they basically get a little more than they bargained for. And your character has to deal with her own personal issues as well as the cosmic terrors that become awakened.
Cool. So, what type of genre is this game?
And it's a bit hard to pin down with the with all the different influences and styles of gameplay, but I'd say we're probably a survival action horror game.
Okay.
Ce sera un survival action
what was the thinking
game.
behind that genre? Is it something that you guys like, or is it just it came left field? What was your decision behind that?
Personally, we always wanted to make a horror game. A big part of our core team have a background in third-person sandbox games. And we really wanted to combine, you know, action mechanics, deep storytelling, and we felt that, you know, the horror genre was a really exciting space to take that background and play around with.
So, kind of sticking with the horror genre, why did you decide to go with that theme? It's not really like normally what you would see, this whole spiritual awakening thing. So what was the idea behind that?
We thought it was just kind of an interesting territory to explore. There is, you know, there's a lot of influence from that with like folk horror of the 70s and giallo horror and so forth that really inspired us more from a film standpoint. And, you know, taking that kind of aesthetic, something that was very sensational, very colorful, and mixing it in with you know, kind of more action-oriented and exploratory game mechanics, we felt was a fresh take on the horror space.
So, kind of speaking about your inspirations and stuff, what video games, real life media has inspired you to create this title?
Well, going way back when Resident Evil 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. Alone in the Dark, Eternal Darkness. So a lot of games are very inspirational to us. Our game actually started off as a game with fixed camera angles and so forth, and then we over the course of development, just especially really focusing on bringing more of an action element to it. We've since switched to an over-the-shoulder camera and haven't looked back.
So kind of talking about changes and what you guys are doing on the development side, how close is the game to like the original concept? I understand you guys are still developing the game's quite far out, but from your original concept to where the game is now, how much has that differed?
The core story and I'd say the aesthetic and the themes, those all remain intact. I'd say our gameplay, as our team size grew, we added more. We added deeper mechanics, I'd say more action to the game. Our game actually has a fair amount of combat in it, especially on the melee side. Those were things that weren't too prevalent in our original concept. And a lot of those things are just kind of based on, you know, we were a very small team at first. We were still a relatively small team, but every new person that joins, you know, brings something new to the mix. So I'd say on that end, the game has evolved in you know, scope and depth of gameplay.
Awesome. Kind of sticking on that point of, you know, you got a small team, there's a lot of challenges that comes with that. What was the hardest part of making the game so far?
The hardest part was probably trying to make a game that you know, has, you know, more realistic production values, because that's where our background comes from. On a smaller scale and budget. So for us, we had to be very strategic, utilizing Unreal. We wouldn't have been able to build this game without utilizing an engine like Unreal. Previously, we had worked on more proprietary technology. And that's also great because, you know, new people that join the team can get up and running on the engine quite quickly. In addition to that, we've been using photogrammetry from the start. For both our environments. All of our characters are also scanned actors, and we're using, you know, also tapping into a lot of what's going on in our city. Vancouver has a pretty big film industry, so really tapping into the film and the effects industry and tapping into that area of expertise to, you know, to just kind of try to do things as efficiently as possible.
So you've mentioned like experience in the past and also kind of how rich Vancouver is. How much does that come in handy when you're working on the game?
Oh, it's been extremely beneficial. Vancouver, you know, is home to a lot of AAA studios. A large portion of us work together at Rockstar and United Front Games, and we also have people who have worked at the Coalition and EA, as well as some smaller independent studios as well. And in addition to that, you know, having the film industry here where we can utilize, you know, local talent. We're working with union actors. We're scanning actors as well. We're using for our characters, and we're actually currently auditioning a couple remaining characters for the game, and as well as doing the finishing touches on our new motion capture studio. So we're going to be doing a full cinematics push over the coming months. That's a really exciting place to be right now.
Awesome. Sounds great. In terms of exciting things, when it comes to this game, what are you most proud of at the minute where you are?
I think the thing I'm the most proud of is just what a small focused team can do when they're all, you know, sharing the same goal and vision. You know, as I said earlier, we come from different backgrounds, but everyone's managed to come together and really deliver an amazing amount of work for the team size we have. And yeah, it's really exciting to be working on a smaller team again, and you know, just having that kind of energy where you know, you're working with everyone on the team day to day.
Yeah, I imagine that is a lot different to probably what some of you used to coming from those massive studios. So finally, what are the benefits of signing up with a global publisher like Koch, and also, you know, being featured on their brand new label?
It's truly an exciting place to be. We've been kind of pushing our game as far as we could, and this partnership is really helping to provide more reach and more resources, but I think most importantly also just having a partnership on getting feedback and helping to really expand and push the vision of the game. We've already received a lot of feedback on the title, and being a small team, we're often in our own little echo chamber, and you know, even in a short period of time, we've been able to act on a lot of the feedback, and the game has improved considerably since then.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for your time. It's been awesome to talk to you and find out a little bit more about what you guys are going to be offering for the new label. And I can't wait to let gamers finally get their hands on the content. So thank you for your time.
From psychedelic horrors to internet rumored, our next developer created the huge open world of Bohemia and took us on an adventure through the Holy Roman Empire. However, there have been some leaks that this action RPG may have a home on the Switch. Opal sat down with Warhorse Studios to try and get to the bottom of this.
Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch. That is quite some news.
Yes, that's true. Kingdom Come Deliverance is coming to the Nintendo Switch. And as you said, it's about gamers, devs, and games. In our case, or in this case, actually gamers play an integral part in the story.
What do you mean?
Well, some kind of confusion happened in the end of last year. We Warhorse Studios were preparing the release of the Kingdom Come Deliverance Royal Edition on PlayStation and Xbox, but someone most likely ticked the wrong box in Japan, and it looked like it's going to be released on Switch as well. Of course, by that time there was nothing existing like that. We were not even thinking about the possibility that Kingdom Come Deliverance could go on the Switch. However, Nintendo Japan took this information, some Japanese media, and then the snowball started rolling. All of a sudden it was the talk of the day. Kingdom Come Deliverance is releasing on the Switch, but as I said, nothing like that was planned at all, and we didn't even think about that. Now, a few months back, and we think it was still somehow cursing around in the Nintendo database, Nintendo of Spain posted a picture on Twitter where they had different pictures of open world games, and they were promoting already existing open world games on the Nintendo store. And if you clicked on the picture, actually you couldn't, there was nothing like Kingdom Come Deliverance, of course not, because as I said, nothing like that is existing. However, again, it created confusion. People were talking about it again, like, okay, so is it coming, is it not coming? But for us, actually, and as I said, we didn't think about that until that time. For us, we started to think there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of buzz, people are actually talking about us, reaching out to us, like, they seem to want Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Nintendo Switch. So we started to think, and since we are already in the Koch Media family, or the Embracer family, and there's a lot of talented studios, so is Saber Interactive, and who but them would be actually capable of bringing the Kingdom Come Deliverance version on the Switch. So we sat together, and now we are here talking about the Nintendo Switch version on Kingdom Come.
So what you're saying is that a community of gamers made this happen?
More or less, yes. The community feedback we got, of course, was a big drive for this entire project. This comes from our general background. So think of the Kickstarter project we had in the day. So without the community, there wouldn't be any Warhorse Studios or any Kingdom Come Deliverance. So we always try to be very close to them and working together with them. And even coming up with crazy ideas together with them. So, for instance, the Savior Schnapps, our own liquor we created later, was actually a community idea. We have our own beer brand. We recently released a blue brick set, like a building set for Kingdom Come Deliverance buildings. And now one of the latest projects is the Kingdom Come Deliverance soap bar, which should give you the real medieval smell. In that case, I must say, it actually medieval smells actually pretty well. And we are coming up with crazy stuff like that all the time. Our next new merchandise project is a Farkle boxed board game, kind of. So Farkle, for those who don't know, that's like Kingdom Come Deliverance minigame, a dice minigame you can play in the game. And now with Griffon Studios, we are coming up with a boxed version. You can get and play Farkle at home against your friends or against your family or whatever. So that's pretty cool if you ask me. But generally, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, just check the Warhorse Studios social media accounts. You get all the information you need there.
Perroquet qui danse. Je pense que c'est mieux que... Non, je suis méchant, je vais dire. C'est mieux que son regard.
How do you feel about Warhorse being under the new label Prime Matter?
C'est vrai que je m'attendais un peu à autre chose.
We were working together with Koch for over 4 years already. In 2019, we then even became part of the entire Embracer family. So that was a big thing. And now being able to take part at the beginning of something new, be there when there's a new label being created, that is a big thing for us. And especially if you consider that we come there as an established partner already, that is really cool, and we are looking forward to a bright future.
Thank you very much.
Je donnais suffisamment d'indices.
See what Warhorse has got cooking. However, until that time, Toby,
Tu lis pas entre les lignes,
So
il a choisi
Thank
une
you very
marque
much,
à
and
4
see you.
lettres.
From internet rumors back to reality, we will have more
Si tu
on
multiplies par la racine carrée de
for
pi,
Switch as we get
bah ça donne le nom
All right, let's move from
de la planète
RPGs
que tu
to
marches.
FPS games. Final Form, which is a working title, is an action-packed sci-fi adventure where you play the role of a humanoid avatar of a sentient spaceship sent on a mission to the edge of the known universe to battle an unstoppable plague. The game is still a long ways from completion, but here's a very quick peek at what's
Peut-on
in store.
voir le jeu? Ouais! Yora! Ah non. C'est Yora. Quoi? C'est moi ou il y a une influence Ghost in the Shell dans le film?
Ah.
Un fantôme, il est là. À plus Mass Effect. Au niveau de la musique. Ah oui, non, d'accord, genre on voit pas grand chose.
Hi, we are Réaction Games, and what you have just seen is the first glimpse of our upcoming game called named Final Form.
Final Form is an action-packed, epic sci-fi FPS in which you are a female-formed humanoid machine on a space mission with no return.
Non, raté Farrell aussi.
At the heart of the game is a mystery and alien worlds to explore, but also an adrenaline-fueled combat.
Non,
In Final Form, it's all about the freedom and power of movement, being a machine unrestrained by human weaknesses. There are numerous abilities and gadgets that come with your robotic body, so you can give yourself away to the fantasy of becoming an unstoppable cybernetic goddess blazing away in a spectacular ballet of destruction.
Devenir un cybernetic god destruction.
Réaction is located in Warsaw, Poland, with additional team members located all over the world. The studio was founded and is managed entirely by game developers. Since the success of Ruiner, we've grown quite substantially. Currently, Réaction is over 50 brilliant game creators. And counting. We are not a huge team, but what we love to do is to evolve together with our projects, constantly finding smarter and better ways to achieve something truly unique. We build our work environment just like we make games, aiming for the best results and personal fulfillment. We strongly believe that the well-being of team members needs to be taken care of first, before we can pour all of that love into a game. The partnership with Koch Media has been very fruitful and inspiring. We're happy to be in the avant-garde of the upcoming new label. We're looking forward to share more on Final Form in the future. And in the meantime, please enjoy the rest of the show and see you around.
BPM.
I have to say, guys, I love the soundtrack from Final Form. Moving on to our next game, which is just as special. What if you took Lovecraftian and Gagaris themes and mixed it all together with hardcore RPG elements? That's exactly what Massive Works Studios are doing. I got to sit down with their CTO to talk about their game.
J'ai oublié, mais mixer du Cthulhu et je sais plus quoi. Cthulhu et Mass Effect, voilà. Je vais voir le première si vous voulez.
Let's speak now to Gabriel Ferreira, CTO of Massive Works Studios, who joins us now from Campinas near Sao Paulo in the southeast of Brazil. So, Gabriel, what is Dolmen about?
First of all, it's a pleasure to be here and to participate. Well, so let me tell a little bit about what Dolmen is. Dolmen is that kind of a game that where the hero needs to save everyone from an alien threat. Fighting with all kinds of monsters and struggling to keep going forward. Yeah, that's the kind of game that Dolmen is not about. In this game, you actually save the drillers, which is the alien species that live on that planet, but you're going there to help a company save its investment. So you're not really the nice guy that's trying to save everyone. It's just a job. But we hope that the players
travaille pour la compagnie d'aliens, on est là pour sauver les investissements, pas les gens.
The war, the spares and the challenges that come to mind along with that job.
La compagnie des films aliens, je précise.
And yes, Dolmen is also about fighting all kinds of monsters and struggling. After all, it is a hard game. It's a hardcore game. It's inspired on Souls-like, so yes, we're going to die a lot.
Awesome. Thank you. So, when thinking about the name Dolmen,
ça se ressentait, je trouvais, avec le mec qui se battait avec un tuyau.
For like a very specific reason. What's the thinking behind the name? Why did you go for Dolmen?
So, there was many things that came to our mind when describing the name of the game. Dolmen, which means a single chamber tomb, a megalithic tomb. we thought it would be a good word to describe this stone, this crystal that we have that is related to that. In many ways, everyone that deals with this crystal in the game is close to bringing problems to everyone that is around. And we wanted this to be the main piece of the game.
Cool. Awesome. And now I know that people may or may not have heard of Dolmen before, so it is already out there in the world. But how long has it taken to get to this point?
Oh, it's been a long journey since the beginning of the project. We started at late 2016, so it's been almost 5 years now. Probably just a bit more till it come out. But we and about our journey, if it wasn't the support that we had since the beginning, either our community, the Kickstarters, and you guys, I believe we would not be here right now.
Lovely. How have you been inspired by other games? You mentioned like the Souls-like obviously inspires it. You know, are there other games that inspire you? And also, what games do the teams like?
First of all, regarding inspirations, a lot of games came to us when we were producing the game and when we were first thinking of it. Obviously, we are really passionate and we really love Souls-like games, so Bloodborne, Dark Souls, those games were our main inspirations. But we drew inspirations from all different kind of sources. So we have inspirations in Dead Space, in Mass Effect,
Dark Souls,
and also not only inspirations in other games, but also
Bloodborne,
in movies and Lovecraftian stories.
Je pense qu'il cherchait Shadow Die
For
Twice.
example, Alien and Geiger.
Ça n'est pas venu en tête, il a
Those
enchaîné.
were our main inspirations. About games that we most like and games that our team likes, it's really hard to say because we have a team that ranges from liking Dota to CS and Souls-like games. But what I can really tell you is that every one of our team is passionate about the project because they love doing what they do, which is a hardcore game.
Yeah, and that makes sense as well when you get hands on Dolmen, all these inspirations that have come in. So the game is set in a sci-fi universe. Is there any specific reason you decided to go down that route? Was there any other routes that you considered at first?
Yeah. Well, the humans are afraid of what they don't know. And the universe has infinite possibilities. There is always something unknown that we can explore in space. So that sci-fi setting really was something that we could use to throw everything that our insane minds could come with. So we wanted to use sci-fi as a huge bridge to present the player a world of unknown that he can fear and he can enjoy it.
No, absolutely. And while we're kind of on the point of humans and Earth, you guys are based in Brazil, which is awesome. Are there any specific challenges that you faced during development because of that, or just in general?
Yeah, there were a lot of challenges that we faced along this 5-year journey. We obviously had to adapt our workflow in this last year. So 2020 and 2021 was a really challenge for us. But it was something that we could adapt well, especially because even that we're based in Brazil, we're not only based in a single location in Brazil. We have people spread across the country. So it was easy enough to overcome that challenge. But there were several challenges since getting development kits and finding people that are really capable of helping us to deliver this amazing game. And that's what we gathered, and that's something that our company appreciates the most and really gives value is the people that we work with. They were really incredible people, and they were really rare over here.
Absolutely, that's really cool. Kind of on that theme of development and challenges, given how development and technology often dictates how a game evolves throughout its development, how kind of close are you to the original concept that you guys came up for Dolmen?
Well, there are different point of views on that answer, especially because we started really small. In the journey of the game, for example, it started as a concept from a few friends that get together and they brainstormed it for months, the game. So it diverged in two senses. And one of them, when we first thought of the game is huge and is insane and has a lot of background on it. It has all this universe around it. So a lot of it has
tout un univers
built. So people that loves lore and loves the universe that we are creating, they will have a lot to explore on that side. But the game and from its original concept evolved a lot, especially now that we have more tools at our disposal on the tech side. It advanced way better than we imagined. Back 2016, we didn't have all the resources that we have now. So, of course, we made some sacrifices here and there and in order to achieve our goal, but we're never happy with satisfied at that point of satisfaction, you know. We want to reach more. At the end of the day, this is also a game and we are having fun, but on top of all, we want to make a brilliant game for the player.
Absolutely. And speaking about like making the game and the development of the game, seeing as you are lead programmer as well, what was the hardest part of making the actual game?
I believe that we could have gone into different options, especially, for example, we could have wanted to make a game that was simpler or smaller or not have that many hours of gameplay. But we decided to go to a hardcore game, even though it's the first game of our company. So we decided to go full in into that challenge. We faced a lot of challenges, as I mentioned previously, but I believe the hardest part of the game was finding the correct professionals and focusing on what we were doing and, you know, keeping yourself focused for 5 years on a single game is something that is challenging for everyone, especially right now. So it was a difficult decision, but we wanted to make that. Regarding programming and as a programmer, there's a lot of that I could keep talking about what is the harder. Multiplayer is always challenging, but finding that balancing fit, so the game that is not unfair, but is hard. So we wanted to aim hardcore players. So this was really something that was hard.
So you mentioned like 5 years of development, which is a crazy long time. How have you kept yourself motivated? How have the team kept themselves motivated?
Crazy long
I won't say that it was easy, because it wasn't. But I would say that most of all, we were always having these meetings in order to play the game. Even now that we are remote, we keep
c'est censé être une conférence 3, Braille, mais là effectivement c'est plus finalement des interviews sur les jeux. Bon, après de ce que j'ai compris, les 3/4 des jeux dont ils parlent ont déjà été annoncés.
A lot of things that happened during before
il y a quand même eu un world premiere.
Was the events. The events always made us super happy. So showcasing the game to everyone and getting the players to play the game and see how they react, it was something incredible for us. It really made us feel proud of what we were doing.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like everyone's missing that event feeling, right? And you actually get to see people on the games and you're like, oh wow, everyone's loving our games. I think it's something that everyone is missing, definitely. Speaking of kind of motivation and happy times, what are you most proud of this game? What have you guys worked on that you're like, yeah, we did that?
I believe that the universe that we created is amazing. It has a lot of background from it. So, for example, we even made some comics for it that we prepared. We have a lot of story, some crazy cinematics. So we're really proud of the universe that we created, this game that we made, and achieving what we did. It is what makes us feel proud. And now that we have partnered with you, getting to expand that universe and getting to get closer to our original concept and what we meant for it, that is something that makes us really happy.
Cool. Awesome. Speaking of partnership with us, what are the benefits of signing up with a global publisher like Koch on their brand new label?
That's really a amazing feeling for us. Koch really helped us and takes care of the operation that we couldn't make it for ourselves. They have an amazing team of QA localization, so we can reach different countries and players everywhere. We have a great producer that worked with us, helping us reach our goals and really deliver the game that we want. And without Koch opened the doors for us on that.
Il est un peu stressé, c'est pas.
And being part of this new label is a great opportunity for us, and also to know other game developers and expand the game community, and and to meet you as well. We really thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely, we are so happy to have you guys on board, and more importantly, I am so excited to actually let people play this game at some point under this new label. So thank you so much for your time, Gabriel. It's been awesome talking to you, and let's release Dolmen at some point under the new label. Thank you for your time. And see you later.
Sincèrement, pour moi, les différences de console
now, the first title from Prime Matter will be the beautiful, highly anticipated King's Bounty 2. We have a first look at the gameplay trailer, and then Opal got a chance to sit down and talk with CEO Nikolai.
Au fur et à mesure, justement, on fait tellement monter les graphismes, tout ça que...
The balance is off.
C'est plus que des détails ou des histoires de 4K machin, les gens n'ont pas les écrans courts, machin.
Our land, Nostria, dances on the knife's edge of fate. King Claudius, my father, cannot lead, and his absence has set the realm in motion. Something is coming. Now the burden of the crown falls onto me. Nostria was flourishing, but there is unrest.
It used to be beautiful here. My wife and I had a nice life then.
Conspiracy, sabotage, necromancy. They all threaten this land asunder. But we must unite, for distorted terrors are advancing. Rumors tell of a false prophet, putting our hope in something that does not exist. A seer foretells that our Savior is among us. People of Nostria, you laid faith in my father, do so to me. We must look towards the horizon, fight back the darkness, and preserve the light of our land. For Nostria!
On dit là les jeux, la StarCraft.
Esther?
Hello there there, guys. Thanks for joining me, and I am joined
Je suis pas sûr de
by
mon
Nikolai
Et donc oui, du
from
coup,
1C Entertainment, who is CEO
la
and
PS5, son
creator
gros avantage,
of King's
c'est
Bounty
que
2. So King's
son
Bounty
SSD,
has been
donc les temps
years
de
in development
chargement,
and has a 30-year pedigree.
raccourcis,
So what is it that makes King's Bounty
par rapport à
2
une
so
PS4,
special?
The original King's Bounty was a grandfather of games like
niveau
series like
graphique, ça va être
Heroes
mieux,
of
mais
Might
ça
and
la
Magic. So it
défonce pas
created this
complètement.
turn-based gameplay when you have a hexed-based battlefield and the troops are moving in
Tu peux voir
turns.
ça comme une PS4 améliorée, si tu veux. Bon, il y a que la PS4.
Like chess pieces on the board. So I think that's the key.
Bon, voilà.
Cornerstone of
Je pense de toute façon de nos
Absolutely,
jours
and
qu'à
kind of
chaque
speaking
fois
about that,
les
and
sauts de console
I know
seront
as you
moins,
mentioned, the first King's Bounties was 1990, and then you had your the King's Bounty that you guys created in the 2000s. What technical improvements, now that we're in 2021, are you most excited about implementing into the new King's Bounty?
Il est déjà monté trop
Well,
haut, au bout d'un moment, là on peut plus que avancer.
Core aspect of the game with tactical battles, and if in the previous games,
Mais après, ce qui paraît, c'est vraiment bien
so now we're bringing the battlefield into 3D.
D'avoir ton jeu qui a quasiment plus de temps de chargement, tu peux passer d'un jeu à l'autre en
like simple example, if your archers
bon, les PC font déjà
allocated
ça, j'ai
on the
envie de
field
dire.
will do like extra
Mais oh,
damage for the high ground, etc. So moving the battlefield
mais oui,
3D,
oui,
3D
je vois ce que tu veux dire, ce que j'ai dit avant.
Avec les avantages que t'as, certes, c'est vrai que c'est génial de passer d'un jeu à l'autre. Et entre ça et passer de jeu Amiga à jeu PS5, moi c'est trop bien.
On a suivi les jeux 2D, machin. Le PS1, le début de la 3D, wow, putain, c'est trop bien, alors que nous, vous trouvez ça trop moche.
Je sais qu'à l'époque, le trailer du premier Assassin's Creed, je sais que j'étais resté devant le magasin de jeux vidéo, mais tout le trailer, peut-être même une partie il tournait une seconde fois. J'étais trop beau. Pour vous dire, donc c'est vrai que pour nous, il n'y a pas de...
So speaking of the other King's Bounty games, will this King's Bounty 2 follow the other stories of the games, or will it be a standalone title?
Ces jeux qui durent des
No, the game will
heures.
not follow on
C'est
in
vrai que
previous
c'est comme Zelda
games.
Breath of the Wild sur Wii U et sur
But
Switch, il y a des
even the
différences.
previous
Bah, ça
King's
tourne
Bounty,
mieux
they're
sur
also,
Switch,
like,
quoi.
disconnected, still like the main protagonists, there are a bunch of like, evil guys. There's like
On va avoir des jeux de PS4 sur PS5, alors.
And I would say that a previous King's Bounty was not
Oui,
like an
mais il faut quand même que tu vérifies qui est ce qu'ils appellent la fameuse upgrade de PS5. Normalement, là, les trois quarts des jeux, je crois qu'il y en a très peu qui le font pas.
It's really, a epic adventure.
Tu vas avoir un truc qui va upgrader ton jeu pour tu vas avoir une mise à jour, en gros, qui va te permettre de jouer sur PS5,
So we're really moving much more towards an epic RPG. However, this is a rare combination where our game King's Bounty is not an action RPG, it's a Witcher game where you have to quickly press buttons on your joysticks and battle enemies in the field. It's an interesting crossbreed of a high fantasy role-playing game with a tactical strategy title, which I wouldn't. It's not like quote unquote was never done on console, but this is fairly unique combination for the console. And for me, like great inspiration was the modern remake of XCOM, for example. Because I was a huge fan of XCOM that was released in 1994, 1996, and the modern console reinventing of XCOM. This is something we're trying to achieve with King's Bounty, really make a modern game that works well on modern platforms, that works well with current understanding of gamers, how a game should look like. So we're trying to enhance it in every possible direction.
Yeah, cool, awesome. Kind of speaking about the story of King's Bounty 2 and how it differs, it appears to have a darker, more gritty aesthetic compared to its predecessors. What was the design philosophy around that? Why did you decide to go with that instead?
That's an interesting question. We've been debating on design approach. And again, as I said,
je sais pas trop ce qu'est son délire.
Working on the core gameplay and the looks.
Pour annoncer la Director's Cut sur
previous game
PS5.
had this more cartoonish, kind of fancy
après,
indie look, but we decided that we are now trying to play differently. We're trying to make a much bigger title, a big game, an epic adventure, We've been astonished by modern fantasy titles, both in Hollywood and in games, and we thought that this is a good idea actually to upgrade King's Bounty to what we call like high fantasy or like realistic fantasy. So it's not a dark fantasy like Kingdom Come when they're like dirty peasants, everything is bad. No, it's more like, as I said, like high fantasy. Epic characters. If there's a dragon, it looks like a dragon, not like a toy. If there's a villain, he or she looks like a real bad person. So that was the main philosophy. Plus, game development evolved, and I don't think that it's a good idea to take a game of 2008 and just make a replica with slightly enhanced graphics in 2021. So you need.
Et donc voilà, le trailer est très fun, comme d'hab avec Kojima.
Expectation from somebody coming to the
il
store.
joue avec ses trailers.
Online. Okay,
je sais pas trop ce qu'était le message qu'il voulait faire passer.
Has to look graphically.
Vous vouliez du Metal Gear, les gens ont des rumeurs sur Metal Gear, machin.
Yeah, so we've mentioned that this game combines different kind of ways that you can play the game, basically, from third-person RPG elements to this unique fighting system, this kind of chess-like.
Je sais pas si ça veut dire qu'il va rajouter des phases à la Metal Gear dans
kind of why did you choose, with the evolution of game design and how people play games, why did you choose to stick to these hybrid game mechanics? Do you think that this is kind of what makes King's Bounty King's Bounty?
Absolutely. I think you got it spot on, so I don't even need to answer. King's Bounty is again, is a grandfather.
Sinon, je suppose qu'un stream arrivera prochainement.
So if you remove tactical combat from King's Bounty, then it,
en fait, ils ont annoncé là, le 22 juin sort
Dark Alliance. Play around with evolution of this gameplay, make it
là,
more fun, more realistic. But obviously, this is the core.
Un peu sauté dessus comme un fou, mais parce que je suis un grand fan des Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance.
Not the other way around. So,
part de la console.
Gamers who like RPG.
Et là voilà le trailer, ce qu'ils m'ont montré, de gameplay.
Not for them, I'm sorry. Just
moi ça me parlait.
It's a different game.
On va dire, je leur fais confiance.
We've mentioned kind of this new 3D
world
that you're creating when it comes to the fighting style, and then these RPG mechanics and making this world feel more alive and more exciting. What was actually the hardest part of you making the game? What took the longest time? What kind of caused you the most headaches?
Hard to say. First of all,
et à part si vous achetez l'édition collector machin avec tout avec, le jeu n'est pas à 60 €.
Just a PlayStation game, then you are not having a headache of porting to different platforms, getting different
ça a l'air d'être un jeu loot machin sans microtransactions.
That adds a lot. And then secondly, the production itself, as soon as we went away from this kind of cartoonish
dire qu'ils ont déjà l'air d'éviter les erreurs qu'a fait
isometric view into a 3D high.
C'est mon avis. On verra bien quand ça sera sorti.
Wants to build like a huge map, or wants to populate this map with a lot of characters that will just move around, go somewhere, have their own like stories. Then we decided to instead of kind of like text
sortir cette licence de l'ombre que moi j'aimais beaucoup.
Engine-based cutscenes to push the story, to explain what's going on. So we even had to buy our motion capture studio. We we worked with like a dozen of actors, and there are hours
de base j'avais un peu peur ce qu'ils allaient en faire.
In-game based cutscenes.
On a vu.
Which in the past could be just dialogues and pieces of text. That was another huge complication.
No, absolutely. And then the final question, what are the benefits of signing up with a global publisher like Koch and being on their brand new gaming label?
Oh, that provides us a lot of additional support because I'm not sure that all gamers understand how games get to the market. So making a game, writing pieces of code, or drawing this amazing sketch of a dragon is only half of the puzzle. So it's like yin yang. You need a lot of support from production people, testing, localization, manufacturing retail units, putting all this, units into the retail shops in the world, making mass market communications. So we decided to cooperate with Koch Media. That seemed to be the ideal partner. So we are on the market for many, many years, and I would say very honestly, I was personally a bit scared if we do it just ourselves, that we might not have the human resources to deliver the information about the game itself. We'll work with all the platform holders as effectively as in a co-production and co-publishing with such esteemed partners, Koch Media and Embracer Group. So I'm quite happy.
Awesome. Well, that's it. Thank you so much for your time, Nikolai, and I cannot wait for people to get their hands on King's Bounty too.
Oh, me too. Trust me, me too. After 2 years of development, that's going to be one of the most exciting days for me in 2021.
We have 12 titles. We keep saying it. And honestly, I shouldn't have a favorite. It's like picking between a favorite child. However, this next title speaks to me on a gaming level unlike any other. This third-person action-adventure shooter will keep you up at night tossing and turning with its horrific, nightmarish creatures. Think Alice in Wonderland meets Alien, or as one US
Pensez à Alice au Pays des Merveilles rencontre Alien.
Guys, sit back, relax, grab a pillow, because you get a world-exclusive look at Scars Above.
Good job. Dr. Ward, Dr. Yoshida, get to the bridge, please. Time to see what's inside our alien guest. Telemetry check.
Telemetry check. Here go.
Wow. How is this possible? What planet is this? How did I end up here?
Peu de synthwave à la musique.
Log entry. The gate has an internal conduction system. The 3 points on the rim seem sensitive. A targeted blast of electricity should cause a reaction.
Mais toute cette interface me fait penser à quelque chose, mais j'arrive pas
que... The debris. It's from Hermes. It must have splintered off as it entered the atmosphere.
Peut-être aux écritures en dev.
Mira. It's still intact.
Ouais, ça se voit que c'est pas un jeu AAA, machin, tout ça.
What the hell was that? Log entry. The creature has multiple salivary glands in its thoracic region that seem to produce a highly venomous secretion.
On voit plus le côté alien que le côté Alice au Pays des Merveilles, quoi.
Wow. The whole place is covered with some kind of organic residue. Looks like Robinson managed to connect the MPU to the pillar.
Portable.
This will help me get through that tissue webbing. And I'm taking the MPU.
Les kiki, les Billy. Ah, je sais pas, il y a des œufs, il y a des résidus sur les murs. Non, c'est des arachnides scorpiodes.
Who were the architects of this place? Did they build these towering monuments to serve a purpose, or as a testament to their might? Were they looking for answers, or solving a problem? Oh my god!
Classique, mais bon, il n'y a rien de mal à ça. Peut-être un petit truc pour vraiment...
This thing was huge.
Et salut Resprune. Ouais, je joue bien, hein, t'as vu. T'as vu, j'arrive à faire des sauts dans le temps. Joueur de première.
The appendages are dripping with the fluid that's freezing the water. There's the brain and the neural pathways leading to various organs. The pseudocerebrum seems to be generating an electrical charge. This neural pathway is conducting large amounts of bioelectricity. This gland is secreting the cryogenic fluid that's freezing the water. The cocktail of digestive acids is dissolving local plant life into homogeneous matter. The process seems to be aided by bioelectricity.
That really was something. And last week, Opal had a chance to talk to the developers, Mad Head Games, and ask them what their game was all about.
Hello there, guys. Joining me now from Novi Sad in Serbia is Ivan Zorkic, game director at Mad Head Games, who's going to tell us all about his new project. So, Ivan, what's Scars Above all about?
Hey there. Scars Above, well, an alien object appears near Earth. And a team of astronauts is sent to explore it, to do a close-range scan. However, for some reason that I don't want to go into now, this results in them in an event which causes them to be transported to an unknown alien planet. So our protagonist, Kate Ward, who is a mission specialist, she's an astrobiologist with a background in engineering. She's one of the members of the team of astronauts, of the team called SCAR team, which is Sentient Contact Assessment and Response. So she is on the ship doing the scan, and she ends up on this stranded on this alien planet. So one moment she's with her team in the ship, and the other moment she's on this strange planet alone. So she explores, she finds out that her team is also stranded on the planet. She has to find them first. And it seems that some time has passed. She doesn't understand why. And also the planet is very hostile. So there's a bunch of dangerous creatures, monsters, and everything seems to want to kill her and the rest of her crew. So she needs to find out what's going on, solve this mystery. How did they end up here? What does this planet want from them? And the story unravels, and she actually learns about the place and learns about the.
Hop. Merde, voir un peu plus de jeu de l'autre côté.
Who wanted to retain ownership of the land for his presbytery. The first case on this island is closed.
That's incredible, Sherlock. You always impress me.
Juste qu'à changer le titre du coup.
Well, did you really think that you could come to this island without getting a little dirty?
J'espère qu'on va pas manquer Alien. Hein. Parce que IGN, ils avaient les exclusivités dessus.
You know it's nothing but pain and madness. I know it's not so far from what's already in your mind. But once the truth is revealed, will it help?
Bref, c'est de faire des animations, dessins animés et d'être aussi interview. C'est-à-dire d'être interview un jour. L'animation, tu peux en faire sur PC, hein. Tu peux caler le nom du programme, machin. Tu peux sûrement trouver des tutos pour t'aider à t'y mettre et déjà commencer à faire le Holmes. Bon. Première. Un des héritiers à Minecraft. Fortnite aussi. Oh, t'es censé survivre sur ton méga truc. Traverse le monde. Nouvelle machine. Alien. Trop flippant pour que ce soit. Voilà, là vous nous parlez un peu. Doki. Trop bien. Littérature Club Plus. Du coup je m'y mettrai peut-être alors. C'est quoi? C'est le jeu avec des trucs en plus? Ok, merci de répondre à ma question. Ouais, celui-là, faut que je le tente. Un soundtrack sur une disquette? Bah après tout, j'ai le soundtrack de Doom sur une cassette audio.
Oh man,
Ouais, l'autre il essaye de nous faire de la concurrence avec ses figurines. 10 joueurs. Oui, il a un T-Rex là-bas. Il a quand même l'autre de Star Wars.
Yeah, sure, definitely. Well, that Sherlock Holmes game looks pretty cool, and also as a man and living in the post-pandemic, I'd sure love to have a platonic business relationship with Watson to solve crimes and such, and hold hands. But let's keep this train going by tossing it to the developers over at Gearbox for a breakdown of the Wonderlands trailer. This new game is set in the Borderlands universe and inspired by Tiny Tina's
alors, il y a un jeu qui vous a parlé.
Let's take a look at Wonderlands.
Pas très collant. On a déjà vu. T'es intéressé si on faisait pas la gueule à 2K.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt Cox and I'm the creative director of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Je vais pas y jouer tout seul à côté.
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is an entirely new adventure set in an unpredictable fantasy world.
C'est parce qu'ils ont fermé Battleborn.
Wonder and high-powered weapons. Packed with fresh gameplay ideas, red humor, a crazy story-driven adventure, and repeatable endgame content that you can enjoy with friends in co-op up to 4 players.
Même si beaucoup de jeux le font, c'est acceptable quand même de tuer des jeux comme ça. Des assassinats de jeux. Boum!
Like this, sharks with legs. So designing for this chaotic brand of fantasy lets us run wild with our imagination.
Ah oui,
so
du coup, plein de jeux auxquels vous jouez justement sont
du jour au lendemain, ils peuvent clac.
Que des services en ligne et voilà, bah, ne dépendent que d'appuyer sur un bouton pour faire que vous n'avez plus accès au jeu.
Players won't literally customize their weapons, but you will collect a wide variety.
Pour un MMO, je peux encore comprendre, ça dépend vraiment du serveur et tout ça, mais là il y avait un mode campagne, il y avait moyen de rendre ça solo, ou de faire des serveurs ouverts, enfin des serveurs privés, que les joueurs eux-mêmes coopent. Et il suffisait de faire une mise à jour, un petit dernier truc, un dernier geste. Ça rapporte pas de pognon, donc non, je pense que chier.
Our cast is incredible.
Se permettre
de
tuer les jeux,
Valentine, the rule-obsessed robot Fret.
Voilà, sachez que techniquement, ça peut être le cas d'Overwatch.
Tiny Tina, and they're all brought to life by these great actors. And of course, enter a magical diamond binacorn leaping in to save the day here.
Je relance le début, mais le débat, mais...
in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Je trouve ça quand même fou que d'un côté on peut encore jouer à Alien vs Predator 2 qui date de 2001. Battleborn c'est sorti quand?
The very unpredictable Tiny Tina makes the rules, she changes the world on the fly, and guides players on their epic fantasy journey. Now, a lot of the tone and humor in this story springs from this chaos. This takes place shortly after Assault on Dragon Key, but if you don't know what that means, that's okay, because this is a brand new adventure in a brand new world in the mind of Tiny Tina, playing bunkers and badasses. We absolutely love Tina and the crazy world that we're creating, and it's been an absolute joy working on this game. So we're very excited for everyone to share in this experience when it launches next year.
Et bon, de ce que j'ai compris moi de gens qui s'intéressent à ce genre de choses, faire une mise à jour comme je parle, machin, ne serait apparemment pas tellement fou que ça et tellement coûteux en termes de programmation. Si t'as la source code du jeu, pas si compliqué que ça apparemment. Donc voilà, c'est juste des faits. Donc allez gueuler sur tous les jeux qui ferment. On trouve que la on a que boycotté en notre pouvoir pour se faire écouter. Donc on boycotte
exclusively on Prime Video July 2nd, and powered by Duracell Optimum, the official battery sponsor of Summer of Gaming 2021, and presented by USAA Insurance and Army National Guard. Pursue multiple paths while you serve. Reach your greatest potential with Army National Guard.
Non mais voilà, Il y a encore quelqu'un là, j'ai fait fuir tout le monde, ça y est là.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment, but we
mais
also
vous un peu plus les gens.
Fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never before seen looks at movies and games, to reviews, let's plays and live streams, IGN brings you all the coverage you need, no matter where you are. Whether you're on IGN.com, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've always got you covered. IGN, the #1 source for all games and entertainment fans worldwide.
Everybody loves watching a speedrun of their favorite games.
Ouais,
but what if you got a chance to peek into the mind of the developers behind those games as they watch their hard work completely destroyed right in front of them?
What is happening right now?
That's exactly what happens on every episode of Devs React to Speedruns. We invite you to ride along with the developers as they watch, react, and enjoy some of the craziest gameplay by the most skilled speedrunners on the planet. Tune in every Saturday for a brand new episode.
Merde, du coup, j'ai pas regardé. Ça, c'est quelque chose.
Shit, Stradvin.
Gwenum, c'était quoi ça? Il y avait Gwenum. Mais ils sont en train de montrer un autre jeu là. Il y a que de la pub ou il y a un jeu? On s'en fout, c'est de la pub.
Me, Akeem Lewanson, host of IGN's news show, The Fix Entertainment. Whether it's the latest superhero scoop, film fiasco, or anime announcement, I'll be here covering all the breaking movie, TV, and streaming news that matters most to you. Make sure to catch The Fix Entertainment on IGN for The Fix of Entertainment news. Let's drop it.
Ouais, je passe d'un truc à l'autre.
And join Cronus and take the second giant leap for mankind under the dome.
Glad you stuck around and didn't have to use these scissors.
That's not all. Opal got to sit down with the creative brains behind Encased. Check it out.
Let's go to St. Petersburg in Russia and speak to Vyacheslav Kosahin, creative director of Dark Crystal Games and the brains behind their upcoming isometric RPG Encased. So, Slava, what is Encased?
So Encased is an old-school RPG in the sci-fi post-apocalyptic setting, basically.
Awesome. So the name Encased is kind of, you know, it's a word and it has various meanings. What's the thinking behind the name?
Exclusif.
The thinking behind the name comes from the
c'est le jeu où il tabasse des gens. Je crois qu'à chaque fois que tu meurs, tu vieillis. Ou si bah, tu deviens trop vieux, bah après, t'as perdu. Un jeu où il faudra faire gaffe. Il va pas mourir. Ouais, je sais pas les gens, il y a un jeu qui vous a parlé dans ce qu'on a vu ou non. Écoutez. Communiquez un peu, merde. Sifu. Sifu. Ouais, des Lego. Donc ça, c'est pas un jeu vidéo, c'est des Lego. Ah bah si, c'est un jeu. Elle dit, sachez que c'est comme ça que Kojima faisait ses jeux. Gear Solid 1, c'était ça, il avait construit tous les décors avec des Lego. C'est pour ça que tout est des carrés, des gros blocs. Mais bon, ça vous montre un peu comment un jeu vidéo...
I know what you're thinking. Who is that gorgeous amphibian, and how can I be as successful as him? Well, I'll tell you, kiddo. You gotta come to Ratlandia, the place of opportunity, where even the ice cream's dreams of hitting the big time. You see these guys? They've got that go-getting attitude, making it happen in the streets. And oh, the streets, kid! Forget paved with gold. Here, there's nothing but miles of the smoothest concrete ramps and grinds everywhere. Makes you want to grab your board and... Hold on, you can skate, right? Whatever, you pick it up! Or not. Look, it's fine. Your skills, my connections, ain't nothing we can't achieve. There's a whole world out there to discover. It's time to shine, my humanoid friend. Let's roll!
D'accord, c'est un jeu de skate. Skate en 2D, donc je suppose un peu comparable. Comment ils s'appellent les jeux avec les vélos là? Ouais, ils ont un univers cool.
Take a trip. Yeah, baby hopper. Big deals on tiny wheels. You need a board? You need a battery for that? Hello?
Brothers and sisters, you're hearing my voice because we have reached a crossroads in this war.
Marseille. Quoi, c'est Dying Light 2?
No miracle is coming. That simply surviving is a slow death.
Ah, quoique. Je sais pas ce que c'est.
That we will not win by holding our ground.
C'est des zombies.
Our ranks have grown. Our skills have sharpened. And our weapons are loaded. We have initiated a new strategy in Kamchatka.
Décidément, les 8 cordes et 9 cordes, les guitares 8 cordes, 9 cordes, ont trouvé leur place dans le jeu vidéo depuis Midgard.
We will not hide. There will be no retreat. Today we claw back from the brink.
Dead Rising en multiplayer.
We make a stand.
Ah non, d'accord, c'est carrément World War Z.
Welcome back to IGN Expo! Yes! Now, you all just got a sneak peek of Sifu and World War Z Aftermath, among others. Now, I can ramble all day about how great were, but you know, why ramble?
L'autre avait une direction artistique sympa, le jeu de skateboard.
Promises to take you deep within the dark and mysterious world of folklore. Let's take a look at Bramble the Mountain King.
Bramble the Mountain King? Ça commence bien. l'air space, mais du coup je suis intrigué. Ok. Rumble. C'est version hardcore. Bon, intrigué au moins.
I gotta say, Brian, Bramble, that was something. I'm all in on this one. You can definitely, from now on, call me a brambling man.
Yeah,
I mean, Bramble.
Okay, I mean, yeah, the game looks really awesome. I just feel like you're really excited about the repeated stabbing thing. That seems like you're honing in on that specifically. You seem very into that, which is odd.
I mean, it's got everything that you want in a solid video game. I thought it was really awesome. I'm really excited for it, Brian. Just tell what do we have next? Because I'm super excited, man. If Bramble was this damn good, we gotta have something else coming up next. That's just as equally, if not better.
Well, you know, whatever's up next, I think maybe we should pivot and have something with like considerably less chest stabbing. Maybe something like a little bit more chill. You know, something kind of relaxing.
So you mean like how about this? How about like skating with birds? Like skate birds? Skateboarding birds.
Yeah, I mean that's very, very specific, but that would be super chill. Yeah, let's do it. Skating birds, great.
Well, then you know what, Brian? I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna love this next game. Here comes Skateboarding Birds in Skatebird. Let's check it out.
Skatebird.
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 On va montrer le jeu, on s'en fout. Ouais.
Ah oui.
Ça a l'air trop bien.
Ah, avec les pubs, on l'avait vu ça me dit quelque chose.
Ouais, bah c'est le jeu qui avait un peu commencé comme une blague et au final les gens avaient l'air tellement intéressés que finalement le jeu a pris de l'ampleur. Ouais, Tony Hawk avec des oiseaux, c'est un show.
C'est marrant qu'un skin d'oiseau à débloquer, c'est souvent justement un hawk.
Ah oui, voilà. S'appelle Tony. Après le truc c'est que Tony Hawk est sorti entre temps sur PC. Concurrence. Mais bon, ça a l'air marrant.
Skatebird.
Bah ouais, le 12 août, c'est bientôt ça.
Wow, what a day. Well, that's all the time we have here on IGN Expo. I want to thank my hairstylist. I want to thank
Brian, hold on. Wait, are you insane, man? We're only halfway through. What are you doing?
Oh, wow. Well, this event is stacked with even more exclusive reveals and brand new trailers than I could have reasonably anticipated.
Clearly, and very well said, my friend. And we'll be right back with even more right after this break. So stick around and keep being part of our summer of gaming.
That's right, and I want to thank my agent. I want to thank my friends.
Je vais continuer à parler de ces figurines.
My uncle who taught me that wrestling isn't real. That made me mad when I was a kid, but
Mario,
I'm okay with it now. It only took about 6
Mario,
years
si vous l'avez pas vu.
But I want to thank the guy who cleaned the
Voilà, salut.
IGN Summer of Gaming is powered by Duracell Optimum. All summer long, we're bringing you the game announcements, developer interviews, and all the demos you care about. So get comfortable and get ready to play.
C'est pas possible qu'il y ait Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, jamais de la vie. Pas sur un truc un peu de pub.
Xbox controller with Duracell Optimum batteries today.
Juste qu'on se fera pas enlever tout le son de la vidéo à cause de pub.
Not only is IGN the world's biggest media brand for games and entertainment,
les décisions, je m'en bats les couilles.
Biggest fans of your favorite franchises. From breaking news and exclusives, never before seen looks at movies and games, to reviews,
sais pas si vous pouvez encore montrer Game of Thrones en mettant favorite franchise.
Whether you're on IGN.com, the IGN app, YouTube, Facebook, or Snapchat, we've
Vous êtes trop planté sur la dernière saison.
the
Je sais
number
pas
one
si
source
les
for
gens
all
vous ont
games and
excusé.
entertainment fans worldwide.
In a world with non-stop news about Marvel, DC, Star Wars, you need hard-hitting commentary and
Me, Akeem Lawanson, host of IGN's news show, The Fix Entertainment. Whether it's the latest superhero scoop, film fiasco, or anime announcement, I'll be here covering all the breaking movie, TV, and streaming news that matters most to you. Make sure to catch The Fix Entertainment on IGN for the Fix of Entertainment news. Let's
Oh, les Star Wars, c'est cool aussi. Regardez le premier épisode.
If you're not following IGN on social media, what are you waiting for? We're constantly updating our feeds to bring you the latest news, gameplay, custom original content, the best user-generated videos and art,
Carnage, ouais, Venom, ouais,
memes,
Spider-Man, ouais.
and a whole lot more. Be part of the conversation throughout the year.
Vector de Spider-Man.
Follow IGN on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat.
What's up, everyone? Sydney here to bring you a little update about the future of IGN on YouTube. We've been listening to your feedback, and it seems like some of you are more into games, while others are more interested in movies and TV. So we got to thinking about it and decided, why not both? Our main channel will still bring you all the biggest news, reviews, previews, and trailers to keep
Là, ils vous parlent de la
up to
chaîne
date on the most
IGN,
important
donc
highlights.
maintenant ils vont parler de films et de jeux vidéo, c'est
Head over to
super.
IGN Games. Movies and TV, more your
T'en
thing?
fous, non?
Check out IGN Movies and TV. More channels, more of the stuff you love, more IGN.
I want to thank DuckTales. I want to thank Anthony Franco's Pizzeria in Paris.
Ah, c'était drôle. Il a parlé pendant toute la couverture.
Yes, that's right, Brian.
Comique.
Well, you know what? Welcome
C'est
back.
comique.
This is still the summer of gaming, and you found yourselves knee-deep in IGN Expo. Yes,
En fait, si j'avais tout prévu et que je pouvais le faire sans que ça prenne 15 ans, en fait, je vous mettrais un petit sketch des inconnus à chaque fois qu'ils parlent, comme ça serait bien.
I just really love unpacking heavy crap and lifting it up in the air. And if you're a weirdo like me, then you probably get the sheer joy of games like Power Wash Simulator and Teardown.
Il a Grido, il a un Stormtrooper, il a beaucoup de Star Wars. En haut, il a du Link, là.
Sure.
Il a un gros Link, il a une grosse Samus aussi.
I think they're going to be most excited about the unpacking one, though.
Sur la gauche.
Okay, you know, well, fine. Well, let's unpack all the trailers,
Il y a
not
plein
just
de Mario.
unpacking one right now.
Snake.
Ah, peluche de dragon, elle est trop... Bon, bah c'est un jeu où tu déballes tes cartons et tu ranges. Que je comprends. Pourquoi pas, hein, tu me diras, ça peut être relaxant, hein, les gens peuvent apprécier. Quoi, oui, ce poussin. Je peux prendre des photos. Pourquoi pas, hein, pourquoi pas.
Hi, and welcome to a very quick sneak peek look at 2 Point Campus.
If you're not familiar with 2 Point Games, think fun simulation management with a very particular 2 Point twist.
In Campus, you'll get to design and run your very own university.
But rather than boring courses, we're giving you the opportunity to teach your students
Pas bon,
very
j'ai envie de dire,
unusual
c'est les
classes,
2 Point,
like night
c'est comme
school.
2 Point
In this one, you'll be
Hospital.
teaching your students heraldry,
Et à
chivalry,
l'université,
jousting,
donc.
and how to walk around in that really heavy armor.
Here we're building the training area for our prospective knights. We watched a ton of
Point
live streams
Hospital,
of
vous
2
gérez
Point
un
Hospital,
hôpital, hein, si vous
saw
voulez.
what people were vibing with, and we've added
Au courant
a
à
ton
ce
of new
niveau-là.
creative tools for campus that will let you build outside, create new buildings, landscape, and place trees and
Ou
pathways.
alors, qui est encore présent?
Here you can see some of our night school students warming up with some practice dummies. If they can nail their
encore sur le
classes,
rayon.
they'll get themselves straight A's. But if they don't have everything they need,
great teachers, great equipment, and of course a great social life, they may fail.
It's just a super quick peek, but that's just a taste of what's to come in 2 Point Campus, which is out in 2022. If you sign up on our website at 2pointcampus.com, you can get yourself a free in-game item when the game launches. Lovely.
Farrell revient de temps en temps. Good one up. J'ai essayé de nous revendre Street Fighter 2 une 34e fois. Voilà, c'est arcade one up. Classique de l'arcade, c'est officiel de nos jours. Bon, ça se faisait déjà beaucoup, mais avec les ROM et tout ça. Ouais, si t'as plein de sous et plein de place chez toi, tu peux t'acheter des ROM arcade. Enfin, des bornes arcade.
Salve, friend.
The many shall suffer.
Ça va pas du tout être ça, mais là ça me fait penser à l'autre jeu que je jouais, là, Labyrinthe of Knossos ou je sais plus quoi.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life. Somebody in this city is about to break the golden rule.
Some people say it's the creation of an all-seeing God who's watching everything we do.
On est un mec du présent qui...
Can I count on you to figure out who's about to break the golden rule?
Perturbe parce qu'on a une lampe de poche. Imagine of a mod.
How is it that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
D'accord, donc on a un mec qui revient dans le temps.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius.
Pas intrigué aussi, on va dire.
From a new dawn, a hero rises, torn between two worlds, yet part of none. It's your fate to free Nevendar.
On a un hack and slash. Non, pas que, on a plusieurs portraits en bas. Ah bah non, pas du tout. C'est un...
brings tactical turn-based battles into a dark fantasy strategy RPG. Find your place in a world of endless raging war between the four factions. Use your legacy to battle your foes, find loyal companions, and form a powerful army.
À force, il y en a pas mal qui sortent en ce moment, des trucs comme ça, je trouve. Là, a l'air plus concentré sur le combat, mais entre Baldur's Gate 3, Valhalla, là, ou je sais plus, celui-là qui est sorti il y a pas longtemps. Dark Fantasy, stratégie RPG. Et que des jeux indépendants? Bah non, je pense pas. Ah, c'est vrai que pour l'instant ça n'a pas l'air d'être trop des AAA. Bah, de toute façon les AAA, hein, on sait qui les fait, hein. Ça va être Square Enix, Microsoft, Bethesda. Ça c'est les conférences qui arrivent ces prochains jours.
PlayStation and Xbox.
You just saw the trailers for Unpacking, Disciples Liberation, Unpacking, and before that was The Forgotten City, and also Unpacking.
Yeah, there's a lot of unpacking there. Now, Brian, you might remember our next game made waves when it was first announced 3 years ago, but we haven't heard a ton from the team lately. Now, with that said, the little fox who stars in this Zelda-ish indie title still looks just as cute.
Akeem, I am so excited about this one.
Il a dit,
Let's check
Zelda-ish,
in with Tunic.
Un jeu indé,
Tunic has been a darling of the gaming scene for several years now, and that's been its one and only problem. It's been quite a while since we first saw it, and it's still not out yet. The same demo has been making the rounds for many moons, but one-man developer Andrew Schuldeis's absolutely adorable fox and his Zelda-like adventure is finally almost ready, and we got an exclusive hands-on with the all-new E3 2021 demo that's coming to your Xbox on June 15th. Here are 5 reasons why this charming fox needs to be on your radar. Tunic's old demo didn't really make it clear how challenging the combat can get. In the new demo, which includes a slice of the overworld as well as one dungeon, you'll encounter a number of different enemies after you find, in order, a stick, a sword, and then a shield. From simple blobs to laser turrets to a giant bone monster that, try as I might with every power-up I could find in the demo, like ice bombs and sticks of dynamite, I could not bring down.
Voilà, Dark Souls c'est bien. Donc
I presume I'll be more powerful later on in the full game to come back and
c'est un
conquer
argument
it,
de nos
but the
jours.
demo makes it clear that there are going to be places that you probably shouldn't go yet, no matter how tempted you are to get through the doors the toughest creatures are guarding.
Ouais, désolé, je suis passé un peu en mode.
Speaking of which, who the heck is this fox? What is going on in this world? What does the in-game language mean, and will I ever be able to translate it? And why are there help screens in the world modeled after old-school video game instruction manuals and strategy guides? I love the added sense of mystery and intrigue that Tunic brings that it absolutely doesn't need to. The gameplay would be just as fun, the presentation just as compelling without them, but they're there, and they make me want to play more to uncover the answers to those questions.
Non, en fait, je critiquais plus les commentaires faits par le mec sur le jeu.
Like any good Zelda-style game, there are secrets hiding all over the place.
Troisième raison, il y a plein de secrets à trouver.
Schuldeis very politely requested that I not spoil any of them for you before you have a chance to play the demo for yourself. So I'll just say this: put yourself in a Zelda mindset, and you'll probably have some good ideas of where to look.
Mais voilà, c'est comme les Zelda de l'époque,
secret items hidden in the demo, which means there are certainly plenty more to discover in the full game as well.
Il faut du coup faire gaffe à des petits des petits trous dans les murs ou foutre des bombes ou quelque chose
comme
ça.
The one dungeon here has plenty of layers to it, and while you can save your progress at various shrines, doing so resets all of the monsters. So there will be a constant
sauvegarder, reset tous les monstres.
And playing it safe. I do appreciate how there are environmental shortcuts that open up as you go, meaning that if you die, and believe me, you will die, respawning at the last save point means you won't have to walk as far or fight through everything all over again in order to get where you're going. But this world is clearly a big one, just like any Zelda-style game worth its salt. Finally, allow me to state the obvious. Tunic looks and sounds beautiful. The simplistic, colorful visuals lend Tunic a very playful visual tone, while the serene music adds a very pleasant, calming vibe to the gameplay. The combination of the two is fantastic. Tunic blends retro and modern in both the audio and visual departments in a way that gives it a wholly unique look and feel. I absolutely love it. And with that, I wholeheartedly recommend you play the Xbox demo yourself on June 15th, and after you do, I have little doubt that Tunic will not only ping on your upcoming game radar, but rocket up towards the top of your wish list in the process. While Schuldeis still hasn't given a concrete release date for Tunic, there's more reason than ever to believe that 2021 is finally the year. For more on Tunic, don't miss more gameplay from the old demo, and for everything else in the world of video games, stick with IGN.
IGN Expo is just reaching its peak, So don't go anywhere. Right now, we've got 6, count them, 6
Merde,
fresh trailers loaded up like
il faisait que parler. En fait. Bon, ils sont toujours en train de parler. Putain, il est long alors là. On a dû manquer un jeu.
Wow, they shoot a laser pistol at the heart of boredom. That's an apt metaphor, Keem. It's also really dark and slightly messed up. Anyway, our first trailer involves a show
bonne nuit, Farrell. Désolé, j'ai pas
Saint Ranger Things. Following the adventures
of
Saint
Cinémailleur, il y a un jeu
Texas
qui
Ranger
t'a parlé pour l'instant. Et Dylan, si t'es encore là.
Brian,
je sais pas qui est encore là. Moi, chaque fois que je regarde, il me dit qu'il n'y a plus personne.
My boy, it actually that's a typo. It says Stranger Things.
Oh no, that's not a typo. I just can't read.
Vraiment, il reste
Well,
Farrell
anyway,
et
let's see what
Cinémailleur.
these Stranger Things or Saint Ranger Things
Ah bah il y a Yoda là
are
aussi.
doing in the world of Smite.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Or Smitty.
Elle m'a dit que j'ai toujours pas... C'est absolument pas ce que c'est. D'accord. Ok. Donc un jeu gratuit. PS. Call of Duty 1, ça m'a l'air. Des portails et des jeux à l'ancienne. Des modes de jeu à l'ancienne. Comme Unreal Tournament rencontre Portal. X les deux. De Call of Duty par là et tu peux faire des dabs donc forcément ça va intéresser les jeunes. Ah, c'est cool, il y a des nouveaux persos mais c'est pas forcément ceux que... Pour y avoir rejoué entre temps, c'est vrai que le jeu est cool. Découvrez. Non, Unravel en français. Carré. Ah putain, je trouve pas le mot. Découvrez les mystères. Ouais. Keeper. Ah, si c'est votre genre de jeu, ça va l'air cool. Ah tiens, je cherche l'autre là qui était en 2D justement.
J'avais vu, ça me fait penser au codex.
pas vu trop comment ça se jouait, mais la DA.
Il y avait une vidéo qui montrait un peu plus, mais je sais plus où.
Ça a l'air au moins marrant. Living Tombstone? Que vous faites là? D'accord. Donc, Guitar Hero... non. Et oui, on sait, c'est la musique du jeu, donc on ne prononce pas le nom. On sait. C'est The Living Tombstone, à côté. C'est sûrement leur plus gros succès. Et pourquoi pas? J'ai pas trop compris comment ça se jouait, mais ça, le concept est cool.
Now that was the new game, Battle of the Bands. Now I can't wait for that
si,
one.
le jeu
That's
avec
actually
les
being produced
voilà.
in part by the Living Tombstone, and we've got an exclusive music video from those guys you can check out over on IGN's YouTube channel.
You know, if IGN Expo were a battle of the bands, this would be the brief window between when each band plays and you can go buy an overpriced drink and use the bathroom and make a pee-pee.
You know what? Fortunately, you can still watch ads in the bathroom from your phone or your laptops. So take it to the toilet, y'all. Summer of gaming continues after this quick break.
Intéressant ce jeu. Ah, t'as
éternué? Don't listen to Akeem. Don't do that. That's weird.
T'as éternué? Pas dit.
How important is your job? You're gonna bring your laptop to the toilet? Come on.
It's eBay. I'm trying to win something on eBay. It's an auction. Come on now. I'm trying to get a new NFT.
What are you trying to win the auction for, grossest dude? Because you already won. Haha.
Haha.
IGN Summer of Gaming 2021 is presented by USAA Insurance and
On tape de la pub, je vous coupe le son pendant la pub. Et ouais, qu'est-ce que je pourrais vous raconter? Ouais, pour l'instant, effectivement, le jeu avec les oiseaux, mais on connaissait déjà. Bon là, le truc, je suis intrigué quand même, mais ça a l'air d'être de nouveau du tour par tour comme jeu, machin. Je sais pas, à voir. Et qu'est-ce qu'on avait Ah, le truc Battle of the Band, bah, moi ça me parle. Après, c'est pas forcément le plus grand fan des musiques de The Living Tombstone. Donc à voir. Surveiller, peut-être en mettant quelque chose comme ça. Il n'y a rien qui me transporte à fond pour le moment. Sorry, pas vu la notif, comment va? Mais tu ne vois jamais les notifs, Captain! Ah, ça va et toi? On va fatiguer là, fort j'avoue, mais on va quand même aller. Mais... Ah, si c'est pas déjà fini en fait. Mais... Et je sais pas. J'ai pas vu dire ah, c'est la fin. Les autres, ils ont l'air de dire c'est la fin. Voilà, les autres, stream over. Les core media Primetime event. Bon, du coup, on a loupé. Ils ont l'air d'avoir parlé longtemps, là, je trouve. Bah ouais, le speedrun, c'est cool. Donc, est-ce qu'il y a des trucs qui sont annoncés qu'on n'a pas suivi là? On va voir ce qu'ils nous disent sur Gamecult. Si je tape bien mon mot de passe aussi. Cult qui est un site que je soutiens hein, pour, personnellement. Site qui garde son Comment on dit? Son indépendance et sa liberté de parler. Quand ils aiment pas un jeu, ils le disent. Ils aiment un jeu aussi, mais quand plein de sites sont obligés d'y aller mollo pour pas se faire griller par d'autres. Bon, quand vous dites quelque chose de mal sur un site, sur un jeu, bah souvent l'éditeur après il va pas vous envoyer le jeu suivant ou en retard, tout ça exprès pour faire le pas content. Une culte marche par abonnement, mais au moins il reste libre.
She cooks in a big black cauldron over the fire. Probably bats, spiders, mushrooms. She can always smell a child when it's close. You want to know if all of that was real? Well, even if it wasn't before, it certainly is now. Seeing things? Or did she have a hunting bow?
Ah, ça a de la gueule et le trailer est cool. Présentation de trailer là, avec un gamin. Même le jeu, il a de la gueule. Black Tail. Écoutez, intrigué aussi. Bon, et qu'est-ce qui se passe? On n'a pas vu 14 000 exclusivités de... Comment elle s'appelle? De Epic Games Store. Que se passe-t-il?
We train, we fight to push our limits. But what are yours when you have nothing to lose?
Ça aussi, ça a de la gueule, et pendant un temps, je cherchais beaucoup des jeux 2D comme ça. D'action, Castlevania.
The immortals of Koch will stop at nothing to preserve their immortality. Death makes no exceptions. Imagine what you could do if you were free from them.
En fait, c'est la ressortie d'un jeu.
The conviction to do what is necessary.
Fate is not so easily broken.
Mais la DA est vraiment très bien.
Continue to feed into this cycle of death.
Musique et voix aussi.
Deserve to fade just yet.
You remember our deal.
C'est une dryade. D'accord, j'avais pas bien suivi si c'était une dryade ou une sorcière. Ah oui, d'accord, c'est Death Gambit. Bah, il est dans ma liste. De sous-estime à 250. Tinyville, je sais qu'ils ont fait un truc, je connais ça. Après, je peux comprendre que c'est un jeu dans lequel vraiment être pris dedans et surkiffé. Moi, il m'attire pas forcément plus que ça maintenant, mais parce que j'ai beaucoup trop de jeux à faire. Liste. Sinon, voilà. Ça a l'air cool. Plusieurs univers.
The king left us no chance.
Ah, ça c'est le jeu Nier Automata durant la Révolution française là.
The fighting was too one-sided. We were slaughtered.
The machines wouldn't even let me flee.
Vu quand il avait été annoncé. Intrigué, on va dire. De toute façon, bah, dès qu'il y a des robots. Bon. Pas vu assez, mais toujours intrigué. C'est joli. Il y a du Ori derrière tout seul, on va dire. De l'inspiration Ori. Unbound.
Now, you just saw trailers for Blacktail, Black Skylands, Still Rising, and Unbound Worlds Apart. Now, you can actually play that last one, the demo, right now on your Nintendo Switch.
And it's all part of IGN Expo here on IGN Summer of Gaming. Brand new game trailers and reveals exclusively at IGN.
Yes, and in case 4 new game reveals wasn't enough for you, we have plenty more to come. And in the past, actually. That's right, y'all. Y'all need to understand. We're living in the middle of a vast time stream of trailers right now. Can you see them, Brian? Can you see the trailers? They're all around us right now, bro.
I can Akeem, and that's because I hit my head earlier this morning. So yes, we've got 4 more game trailers to unveil, and we're going to do that without further ado while I make sure my friend Akeem here is okay.
Oh, yes, I see them, Brian. The trailers, they're everywhere.
Yeah, you definitely hit your head too.
Aha, je rigole.
Time is like gravity. We are constantly falling forward without noticing it.
Marqué en français.
But then, it all stopped for me. Dear Journal, it's been a while. I think. And I am still unsure why I am talking to you when I am clearly the only one listening. I guess to keep some sanity. Well, you are still stuck. If you are starting to lose it, please don't. That's the only way we can get back. I'm counting on you.
Espèce de survival horreur. Silent Hill en moins. Intriguant aussi.
Nanny?
Yes, Julia?
Martha's not here. So can I hear the story of the White Lady again?
But you always find that story scary.
Yes, Nanny. But I'm with you. so I know nothing can hurt me.
Oh, all right, little one. There was once a couple madly in love who would often stroll by a lake. But one day, in a fit of jealousy, the man drowned the young woman. Too much love brought death.
How can love also be so bad?
This is something you will learn with age, Poppet. The man confessed, so he was hanged in the middle of the very same lake where he had killed his beloved. They searched everywhere, but the girl's body was never found. Since then, the spirit of the girl, known as the White Lady, wanders restlessly in search of relief from her eternal suffering. Only the life of another young woman can give the lady a moment of peace.
That's always terrible to hear. I'll never get used to it.
You never get used to that kind of pain, my sparrow. But those in great pain can attempt to evoke the lady through a dark ritual and magic of the tarot. As the lady knows their suffering all too well, she could show them pity. Or she may not.
Ok, bah très... La mise en scène aussi très intriguant, mais j'ai juste pas compris ce que ce serait que... Que c'est Everspace machin. Ok, il est déjà dans ma liste de souhaits, sinon... Pour l'instant ça me parle. Passe hanté quoi. Ah bah un petit plus même.
One of the greatest. What are you talking about? I could tell you things that would turn your whole life upside down.
Chernobyl.
But I don't want that.
C'est oui aussi dans ma liste de souhaits.
I can't have you falling apart. Don't you understand? I need you. What are you saying? I need you here. You're going to help me save her.
Igor.
Chernobylite opened a door to something that will change the history of mankind forever. Forever.
We can be together, Igor, but you have to learn the truth if you truly want to find
Bon ça, bah les trucs post-apocalyptiques. On parle depuis Fallout et Metro 2033, enfin Metro Lifestyle.
This is it, my love. The last stretch. You've been through so much for me. Make sure you're ready, because it will take everything you have. Your wits, your strength, your plan, your companion's loyalty, everything.
Je pense que c'est Chernobyl. Je pense pas que c'est parce qu'il y a le retour de l'autre là. Je sais pas comment ça s'appelle maintenant. Ah non, Chernobyl en plus je me gourde le nom.
A fantastic show full of great new games to look forward to. I'm hyped for each and every one of them. Now, we just saw new gameplay footage from Broken Pieces, Martha is Dead, Haunted Space, and Chernobyl. I'm personally looking forward to Sifu, since Absolver was a really unique game.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I'm personally looking forward to Bramble because I have some deep-seated issues with my dad that I need to work out.
Yeah, you know what, we really went for, I think we went for like all killer, no filler this year. With these trailers, which means you barely had to hear from us two. So you're welcome for that. And don't forget, y'all, E3 coverage starts tomorrow.
That's right. And if you're just joining us, sorry you missed the entire show. Your clock is broken or something. Sort it out. But yes, Summer of Gaming continues tomorrow with the Ubisoft Forward Conference. So be sure to join us all as we break down the biggest reveals all E3 long.
Raconte que demain, il y aura Ubisoft Forward machin. Il y a un truc à 17h, 19h. Guérilla collective et Wholesome Direct.
The Summer of Gaming continues as long as there's gaming in your heart and
peut-être celui-là, je sais pas.
Mario in your soul.
Ubisoft Forward, il n'y aura pas de live, ça c'est sûr.
Really weird, but that was also sweet.
Devolver peut-être, j'espère.
Thank you all so much for watching and have a wonderful, wonderful day. You're awesome and goodbye.
Take care, y'all.
Gearbox, je sais pas trop.
IGN Summer of Gaming 2021 is presented by Army National Guard. Pursue multiple paths while you serve. Reach your greatest potential with Army National Guard.
Ah non, mais attends.
The Amazon original movie.
C'est toi. Coupe-moi ça. Je m'affiche que le live dure depuis 24 minutes. On est d'accord que c'est complètement d'accord. Et ouais, et du coup, dimanche, il y a Bethesda 19h, ça on va le faire. Square Enix, 21h15, je pense qu'on va aussi le faire. Par contre, PC Gaming Show, 23h30, non, ça c'est trop tard. Et le lundi, bah, ça c'est trop tard. Un truc de 19h15 à 22h. Je sais pas si cela on les fera. Capcom 23h30 c'est trop tard. Mardi Nintendo Direct. Enfin, je pense comptez pas sur moi. J'ai pas la Nintendo Switch pour l'instant, donc ça sert à rien que je me hype pour ça. Et Bandai Namco 23h25, ouais, bah, ça sera trop tard aussi. Mais là je suis un peu... Je suis un peu perturbé, je suis un peu déçu. Moi j'attendais Aliens Fireteam. Je pensais que ce serait chez eux que ça passerait. J'espérais le voir avec la date de sortie. Même si c'est dans longtemps. Ah non, c'est censé être cet été, donc non. Donc est-ce que ça va être dans les autres conférences? Je ne sais pas, mais... Je pensais plus le voir là, vu qu'il avait donné les exclusivités à IGN sur le gameplay et puis tout ça, et que... Echo le dauphin. Et que le dauphin. Non, mais... Que ouais, je vois pas dans quel autre on pourrait le voir. Peut-être les trucs demain à 17h. Enfin non, ils font pas partie de Guérilla Collective. Le Wholesome Direct, ça je sais absolument pas ce que c'est. Ubisoft Forward, il n'y a aucune raison qu'il y soit. Devolver aussi. Peut-être PC Gaming Show, parce que je crois pas qu'il a annoncé sur autre chose que sur le PC. On peut peut-être espérer de le revoir là. Peut-être. On verra bien. Et pour l'instant, c'est... Voilà. C'est juste ça qui... Ils sont un peu déçus. Bon, et finalement, les trucs cool, avec quasiment tous dans ma liste de souhaits, sauf le truc avec la dryade. Là. Ouais, oui.
Oui.
Bah, du coup, de toute façon, c'est la fin du live, les gens. Donc bon, j'espère que ça vous aura plu. Direct en notre compagnie. Je ne sais pas trop parce que finalement vous n'avez pas beaucoup vous n'êtes pas beaucoup prononcé, donc je ne sais pas si ça vous plaît vraiment en fait. Donc n'hésitez pas à me dire dans les commentaires et puis tout ça. Finalement ça vaut le coup qu'on fasse les suivants ou non quoi. Donc ouais, laissez-moi savoir. Et bonne soirée à tous, bonne nuit. Et curieux, jouez à des jeux. Et je vous retrouve bientôt dans une prochaine vidéo. Allez, salut tout le monde!